Hey yo, it's your boy Tommy coming at you with a brand new T3 Arena video, and today I want to give you guys 5 tips and tricks to help you become a better T3 Arena player and to help you win more games overall so you can progress really quickly and have a very fun time in this game. Tip number 1. You want to make sure you spend at least 2 or 3 minutes with every single hero in this game in the training arena. The really good thing about T3 Arena is if you go over to your Heroes tab and you scroll down, whether or not you have these characters unlocked, you will be able to click on a character and then hit the try button. Before you hit try though, make sure you go up into the ability info and read every single one of the heroes' abilities, their second ultimates, and then hop in and try them in the arena so that this way you can figure out which heroes do what, so that when you run into them in an in-game situation, you will have a way better idea of how to counter them and how to play with them if they are on your team. Which leads me straight into tip number 2. After you've learned every single hero in this game and you sort of have an idea of what they do, it's time for you to hop in and play all of the different game modes and start learning the maps, because learning the maps is so crucial when it comes to selecting which hero you want to play on which specific map and game mode. Even if a hero is known as S tier in the game and is one of the strongest, it doesn't make sense to pick, let's say, Osas, a super long range hero, and play him on a close quarters map. And vice versa, even though there might be some really good heroes like Victor in certain maps and situations, you don't want to play him on a map or a game mode where it's just super long lanes, where you can't even come close to touching the enemy Judix or the enemy Hunter, anybody that's playing super long range. So that's just going to take time. The maps are pretty easy to learn, and once you figure it out, you'll be able to select all of the right heroes for the correct maps and for the correct game modes, because the same thing goes down with game modes, right? There are certain heroes that are just strong in the entire game overall, but they might not be as good in specific game modes, so you'll figure that out as you continue to play the game. Now that we've got the basics out of the way, we can move straight into tip number 3, which is to stick with your team. So in this game, there is a bubble on your HUD where you can sort of emote to your team. You can say hello or thanks, but one of the biggest things you want to use that for is calming stick together. Let's work together, group up, because I've seen so many teams that just continue to funnel in one by one. If a team's holding an objective or they're moving as a 3-man in a team mode and you guys are going in one by one, you're just going to continue to lose. So if you find that your team is going into this cycle, what I would suggest is let the next 2 guys go in one by one and die, and then you ping, stick together, and you wait right in front of your team's respawn, and then move together as a 3-man. It is way better for you to reset and let a little bit of the game go by in order for you guys to actually get together and push as a team. Once you do this once in that specific game, everybody will start to realize, wow, if we just group, we will win the game. So even if, let's say, you go in for your group push and you guys die, on the next push, it's going to be the same thing. Now you guys are at least working together and you're on the same page, and this will give you a huge advantage over other teams that continue to play as solo players and try to go for all these hero plays, because you're not going to be able to kill a 3-stack that is moving as a unit. Tip number 4. Save your ultimates for either a super big retake or for stopping a super solid push. This one's going to take a lot of gameplay and IQ under your belt, because the more you play the game, the more you realize when and where you're supposed to pop your ultimates. But I really like to save them for those big key situations. If we're trying to retake because time is running out on the clock, then we need to use our ultimates right in that situation to get all of the incredible value. I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody pop an ultimate in a random 1v1 situation when we've already killed 2 of their teammates, and then my Ruby will go off and use her ultimate on the last guy when it's like, he's a solo, he's not going to be able to stop us. Save that ultimate instead. Let's kill him by using our weapons, and then when they're coming in with a very big push that we feel like if we crush this push, we will crush their spirits, that is when you want to use your ultimate ability. And in the other situation, if they're, like I said, if they're holding down the fort and you guys need a big push, don't use your ultimates for those 1v1 random fights. If you win or lose those, that's fine. Save it for when you guys are all grouped together, you think you have a really good team push, and then drop your ultimate to find all of that incredible value and turn the tide of the fight. My final tip for this game comes to selecting your heroes and using all of your upgrades wisely. What I mean by this is whenever you're playing a game like this that does have a progression system, and to be quite frank, this game actually has a really good progression system, so even if you stay completely free to play, you will be able to level up rather easily and get a lot of rewards for your heroes. But even with that being said, I really strongly suggest if you want to be a super sweat and you're looking to get to the very top of the game, then you want to main 2 heroes max. You want to choose one that's pretty good at the short to short mid range, and then choose another one that's really good at the mid range to longer range fights. By doing this, you'll be able to at least cover all of your bases and then use the power cores, because in this game, in the progression system, whenever you start moving your way through the Hall of Fame, you will have the opportunity to unlock rewards and get these power cores that can be used to level up your heroes. If there are only so many power cores, it makes more sense to focus on a couple of heroes and get them really high level if you only care about progressing and being a top player in the game like a sweat, versus spreading it all out and having like level 1, level 2 heroes across the board. If you're looking to have more fun, you can go that route as well. But either way, over time, you will be able to get enough power cores for all of your heroes to where they will gradually move up together. But once again, be very smart about how you're using your power cores and really make sure you focus on those couple of heroes so you can do extremely well in this game.